The Grand Council chamber of the Galactic Federation buzzed with its usual blend of translated chatter and environmental support systems. Admiral Krylos Vex drummed his 4 metallic fingers against the crystalline table, barely containing his boredom as Representative Zara 9 droned on about trade route adjustments in the Orion sector. Furthermore, the proposed tax increase on quantum-fold shipping lanes will significantly impact. Zara 9's monotonous voice cut off mid-sentence as emergency lights flooded the chamber with a piercing crimson glow. "What now?" Vex muttered, straightening his command insignia. These council meetings were tedious enough without dramatic interruptions. High Commander Telia Rin burst through the chamber doors, her typically pristine silver scales now disheveled. "Earth has gone silent," she announced, her voice carrying a tremor that made Vex's antenna twitch. A wave of murmurs rippled through the chamber. Vex noticed several representatives rolling their eyes or checking their data screens with obvious disinterest. "The humans? Oh no, whatever shall we do?" Senator Blix drawled from his hoverpod, drawing scattered laughter. "Perhaps they finally blew themselves up with those primitive nuclear devices they're so fond of." Vex raised a hand, silencing the chamber. Something in Telia's expression made his combat instincts surge. "Elaborate, Commander." "It's not just their communication networks, Admiral," Telia said, projecting a holographic display. "Every human outpost, colony, and station across their territory has gone dark simultaneously. No distress signals, no automated beacons, nothing." "Good riddance," muttered Representative Cole 12. "One less aggressive species to deal with." Vex stood, his towering frame casting a shadow across the council table. "You're all missing the point," he growled. "The humans may be crude, but they're persistent. When have you ever known them to do anything simultaneously? They can't even agree on a unified planetary government." The chamber fell silent as the implication sank in. "Their defense grid?" Vex asked, dreading the answer. "Still active, Admiral," Telia replied, her scales paling further. "In fact, it's expanding." The holographic display shifted to show the Sol system. What had once been a modest network of automated defense platforms now pulsed with an intricate web of energy signatures, far more advanced than anything Earth had previously demonstrated. "Impossible," Senator Blix whispered, his earlier sarcasm evaporating. "Their technological development was at least 50 cycles behind this level of advancement." Vex leaned forward, studying the data streams. "Unless they've been hiding their true capabilities. Computer, when was the last confirmed communication from any human source?" "Last verified human transmission received 47 hours ago. Message reads, 'Thanks for all the fish.'" "What does that even mean?" demanded Zara 9, their crystalline form shimmering with anxiety. "It's a reference to some human entertainment content," Vex replied absently, his strategic mind racing. "They always did have an odd sense of humor. The question is, why would an entire species suddenly—" His voice trailed off as a new alert flashed across the display. "Admiral," Telia said, her voice barely audible, "we're detecting similar energy signatures activating around every human settlement. The defense networks are linking up across multiple star systems." The chamber erupted in panic. Vex remained still, remembering his last conversation with a human diplomat named Sarah Chen. She had smiled that mysterious human smile and said something that only now made sense. "The best magic trick isn't making something appear, Admiral. It's making something disappear." As alarms blared throughout the Galactic Federation's capital, Admiral Krylos Vex realized that humanity's disappearing act might just be the opening move in a game none of them were prepared to play. The bridge of the GFS Starweaver hummed with nervous energy as Admiral Vex's flagship led the investigation fleet toward the Sol system. Behind them, 40 warships represented the combined might of the Galactic Federation, their sleek hulls gleaming against the backdrop of space. "Status report," Vex commanded, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. Lieutenant Nova Rex, a young Centaurian with phosphorescent skin, responded from her station. "Long-range scans confirm previous readings, Admiral. Earth's defense network remains active but non-hostile. We're detecting no biological signatures in orbit or on any of their colonies. This makes no sense, Commander Telia muttered beside him. 7 billion humans don't just vanish. Approaching Mars perimeter, Nova announced. Their orbital stations are… Wait, something's wrong. Vex leaned forward. Clarify. The Martian colonies, sir, they're completely intact but empty. Environmental systems are running at full capacity. I'm seeing half-finished meals in the cafeterias, active computer terminals, even vehicles in mid-transit between facilities. Like everyone just walked away mid-sentence, Telia whispered. The fleet passed through the asteroid belt, where automated mining operations continued their endless work, extracting resources for owners who no longer existed. Each new discovery added another layer to the unsettling mystery. Admiral, Nova's voice cracked with alarm. Multiple defense platforms activating. A network of satellites previously invisible to their sensors shimmered into existence, surrounding the fleet in a complex geometric pattern. Each platform was clearly of human design, but the technology… Vex had never seen anything like it. Weapon status? He demanded. None detected, sir. But these platforms, they're generating some kind of field. Our sensors can't penetrate it. Captain Rax Orion of the GFS Thunder spoke over the fleet channel. This is ridiculous. They're primitives. Watch how their defenses handle a real warship. The Thunder broke formation, charging toward Earth with weapons powered. Orion, stand down! Vex roared. But it was too late. A single defense platform rotated toward the Thunder. There was no weapon discharge, no explosion. The Thunder simply stopped existing. One moment it was there, the next it was gone, leaving not even debris behind. Stunned silence filled the bridge. Analysis, Vex managed to say. Nova's hands trembled over her console. Unknown, sir. The platform didn't fire any recognized weapon. It's like that section of space just forgot the Thunder was ever there. All ships maintain position, Vex ordered. Lieutenant, are you detecting any communication from the defense grid? Yes, sir, but it's strange. They're transmitting an old human binary code. Simple enough to decode, but the message… Put it through. A computerized voice filled the bridge. Parking violation. Vehicle towed. Please contact municipal authorities for retrieval information. Telia blinked all four of her eyes. They turned a warship into a parking ticket joke? Typical human humor, Vex growled, always laughing in the face of… Wait. Nova, scan for quantum signatures. Sir, the humans were researching quantum entanglement before they vanished. Do it! Nova's fingers danced across her console. Confirmed, sir. The defense platforms are quantum linked, but the network extends far beyond Sol. It's connected to everything they ever built. Their entire civilization is synchronized through quantum entanglement. And we never noticed, Vex said quietly. Because we were too busy laughing at their primitive technology. The question is, what triggered the network's activation? A new signal caught their attention. One of Earth's orbital stations, the International Space Station according to historical records, was broadcasting on all frequencies. As they watched, its ancient structure began to transform, panels shifting and reconfiguring into something entirely different. Message incoming, Nova reported. Audio only. A human voice, synthesized but carrying that unmistakable tone of amusement that Vex had come to associate with their species, echoed through the bridge. To whom it may concern, if you're receiving this message, humanity has completed Phase 1. We'd explain more, but honestly, it's beyond your current comprehension level. Don't worry, though. We left the defense systems on autopilot to keep our stuff safe while we're away. Please don't touch anything. We're not sure when we'll be back, but hey, linear time is so last millennium anyway. P.S. Sorry about Captain Orion's ship. The defense grid can be a bit zealous about proper parking procedures. The message ended, leaving the bridge in silence. Through the view screen, they watched as the transformed space station continued its metamorphosis into something that defied their understanding of physics. Orders, sir? Telia asked softly. Vex stared at the display, remembering every dismissive comment. Every patronizing assessment of human technology, every assumption they'd made about Earth's capabilities. They hadn't just underestimated humanity, they'd been played for fools. "Send word to the Council," he finally said. Tell them the humans haven't gone silent. They've gone beyond, and we better hope they remember us fondly when they return." As if in response, the defense platforms hummed in unison, their quantum-linked network pulsing with possibilities that made their most advanced science look like child's play. Somewhere out there, humanity was laughing, and Admiral Krylos Vex had never felt more uncertain about the galaxy's future. Admiral Vex stood before the Emergency Council, his report on the Sol system investigation projected behind him. The chambers, once filled with dismissive laughter about humans, now crackled with nervous energy. 10 years ago, he began, Earth's first faster-than-light ship crashed into our outpost on Proxima B. The pilot, Amanda Torres, stepped out of the wreckage, looked at our security team and said, "Oops, my bad. Still working on parallel parking." The memory sparked others, and Vex found himself remembering key moments that should have warned them all. "Their advancement wasn't linear," he continued. "The Rigelian Trade Conference 8 years ago. Ambassador Chen shows up in what they called a rust bucket, held together with duct tape and prayers. Our engineers laughed at its primitive design. 3 months later, that same ship outran a Drachnid pursuit fleet by, quote, accidentally creating a localized time distortion." Scattered murmurs filled the chamber. Representative Zara 9 sparkled nervously. "But surely their military capabilities were assessed?" Vex laughed, a harsh sound. "Oh yes, we assessed them. The Battle of Antares Prime. Human forces, outnumbered 10-1 by the swarm, won by broadcasting something called Never Gonna Give You Up across all frequencies. Half the swarm ships shut down from what humans later claimed was a mimetic virus embedded in the song." "Impossible," Senator Blix protested. "No species could advance that quickly." "Unless," Commander Telia interjected from her seat, "they were never advancing at all. They were unveiling, like a magic show, piece by piece." Nova Rex pulled up historical footage. The Titan mining dispute. Human negotiator Jack Morrison brought a video game console to the talks, said he couldn't pause his game because he was in the middle of a boss fight. While playing, he negotiated mining rights for the entire Saturn system. "We thought he was being disrespectful," Telia added. "Now I wonder if he was actually controlling their quantum network through that game." The display shifted to footage from the Mars terraforming project. Hundreds of massive machines, supposedly primitive by galactic standards, transformed the red planet's atmosphere. At the time, the Council had mocked Earth's brute force approach. "Look there," Vex pointed. "The energy signatures, identical to the defense network that took out the Thunder. They weren't terraforming Mars. They were building a quantum transmitter disguised as environmental processors." A new alert flashed across the screens. Reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Every human trading post, every joint research facility, every seemingly ordinary piece of Earth technology was transforming, revealing layers of advancement that had been there all along. "The humans had a saying," Nova said quietly. "Hide in plain sight." "Their warfare doctrines never made sense," Vex continued. "During the Proxima conflict, a human destroyer faced 3 Drachnid dreadnoughts. Their captain, Rebecca Stone, ordered her crew to, and I quote, play dead. When the Drachnids moved in to capture the ship, Stone transmitted another human saying, psych. The destroyer vanished, reappearing behind the Drachnid fleet. No known technology could have achieved this." The Council chamber's security system suddenly activated, force fields shimming into existence. But these weren't the usual defenses. The patterns matched human quantum signatures. "They're in our systems," Nova whispered. "They've always been in our systems." Panic erupted. Representatives from a dozen species began shouting over each other. Demands for military action mixed with pleas for peaceful contact. "The Arcturus Research Station," Senator Blix's voice cut through the chaos. 2 years ago, they requested permission to build a small laboratory for quantum experiments. We approved it as a gesture of goodwill, thinking their primitive understanding of quantum mechanics would yield nothing of value. Vex nodded grimly. That station activated an hour ago. Its true form? Well, see for yourself. The display showed what had once been a modest research facility transforming into a massive structure that defied Euclidean geometry. At its center, swirling patterns of light danced in sequences that made observers feel they were seeing something their brains couldn't quite process. Their lead scientist, Thomas Cruz, told me something during my last inspection, Telia said. I thought he was joking. He said, "The best way to hide something isn't to make it invisible. It's to make people think they're seeing everything while showing them nothing." A species that made deception into an art form, Vex concluded. Every bumbling mistake, every seemingly primitive design, every diplomatic faux pas, all calculated. They turned our own arrogance against us. We were so busy laughing at their apparent incompetence that we never noticed them building something far beyond our comprehension. The chamber's lights flickered, and for a moment, every screen displayed the same message. Loading next level. Please wait. When the light stabilized, Nova's scans revealed that the message had appeared simultaneously on every human-made device in the galaxy. The quantum network was expanding, each node revealing capabilities that had been dormant, waiting for this moment. The humans aren't gone, Vex said into the terrified silence. They've ascended, and they left behind enough automated defenses to keep the entire galaxy in check. The question isn't where they went. The question is, what are we supposed to do now that we know we were never really in control? No one had an answer. Above them, Earth's defense systems continued their silent vigil, a reminder that humanity's greatest victory wasn't in showing their strength, but in making everyone underestimate them until it was too late. The Galactic Federation's response to humanity's disappearance was predictably bureaucratic. They formed a committee, the Committee for Human Activity Observation and Studies, or CHAOS, without anyone noticing the obvious human-style joke in the acronym until it was too late to change it. Admiral Vex found himself heading this committee, much to his annoyance. Currently, he stood on the bridge of the GFS Starweaver, watching another fleet attempt to probe Earth's defenses. The Drachnids are making their approach, Nova reported, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with anticipation. The Drachnid battle fleet, twice the size of their previous investigation force, moved toward the Sol system with what they claimed was superior technology. Their high commander had sneered at the reports of the Thunder's disappearance, calling it Federation incompetence. They're charging weapons, Telia noted, because clearly that worked so well last time. The defense platforms activated, but instead of the expected response, they projected a massive holographic display visible to all ships in the sector. It showed what appeared to be an ancient human video game score screen. Current high score 1, HAL 9000, 9999999. 2, GLaDOS 9999998. 3, Shodan 9999997. New challenger approaching at difficulty level. Noob. Continue. 10, 9, 8. They're not seriously going to, Vex began. The Drachnid fleet opened fire. Their advanced plasma weapons, capable of reducing planets to ash, splashed harmlessly against an invisible barrier. The score screen updated. Accuracy 0%, style -10. Overall performance, LOL, game over. Insert coin to continue. Before the Drachnids could react, their entire fleet found itself suddenly relocated to the opposite side of the galaxy. The defense platforms left a message in their wake. Rage quit detected, cooling off period enforced. Add it to the list, Vex sighed. That makes 17 failed attempts to breach Sol's defenses this week. Any progress on the colonial investigations? Nova brought up the reports. We've examined 32 former human colonies. Same pattern everywhere. Buildings intact, environment systems running, but no people. Though, she hesitated. Speak freely, Lieutenant. The targeting AI and their defense systems seems to have developed a sense of humor. The Proxima research team got rickrolled. They got what? It's an ancient human prank involving... Nova stopped as new alerts flooded her console. Sir, we're detecting activation signals from previously dormant human technology. Everything they ever sold, traded, or gave away is coming online. Across the galaxy, the seemingly primitive human tech revealed its true nature. Food synthesizers began producing exotic matter. Entertainment units opened pocket dimensions. Even their waste recyclers demonstrated technology centuries beyond current galactic understanding. Message incoming from Alpha Centauri, Telia announced. The human colony there just transformed. The footage showed buildings reshaping themselves into impossible geometries. Parks turned into bioorganic computers. Roads became energy conduits. The entire colony was becoming something else, something that hurt to look at directly. Similar reports from all abandoned colonies, Nova added. They're all changing, all connected through the quantum network. And sir, they're building something. Analysis? Unknown, but the power readings are off the scale. The Arcturus device is acting as some kind of focal point. Energy patterns suggest... Spit it out, Lieutenant. Reality manipulation, sir. They're rewriting the laws of physics in localized areas. And if these readings are correct, they're doing it with technology they gave us years ago. The quantum core in that coffee maker they traded to the Regellians. It's part of the network. The entertainment system in the council chambers? Also linked in. Vex remembered all the human products scattered throughout galactic civilization. Their primitive technology had been popular precisely because it was so simple, so reliable. Now every single piece was revealing its true purpose. A transmission cut through their discussion. The source was a children's toy, a magic 8-ball in the Starweaver's recreation room. Its simple display window now showed complex quantum calculations. Loading Universe Patch 2.0, updating physics engine. Please do not turn off your reality during this process. They turned the entire galaxy into a computer network, Telia whispered. Every piece of technology they distributed, every colony they built. It was never about expansion or trade, Vex finished. They were building components, hiding them in plain sight. The entire time we thought we were containing their expansion, they were already everywhere. Reports flooded in from across the galaxy. The hive mind of Alpha Centauri reported its collective consciousness being copied and archived by a human mood ring. The quantum architects of Vega discovered their most advanced AI having a philosophical debate with a human toaster. The Drachnid Emperor himself reported that his throne, a gift from Earth's diplomatic corps, had begun offering helpful governance suggestions in between making breakfast. Sir? Nova's voice cracked. New transmission, it's being broadcast from every human device simultaneously. The message was simple, yet sent chills through every species that received it. Tutorial level complete. Advanced gameplay unlocked. Spectator mode engaged. They're watching us, Vex realized. Everything they left behind, every piece of technology, every transformed colony, they're observation posts. We're not containing them. We're being contained. The question is, what are they waiting for? As if in response, every human device in the galaxy played a sound that Vex had learned to dread. The human laugh track. A chorus of recorded amusement that seemed to say they were all missing the biggest joke of all. The Galactic Council's Central Archive, a massive structure containing the combined knowledge of 1,000 species, had never been so quiet. Admiral Vex stood with Nova and Telia as the archive's AI processed Earth's final broadcast, captured moments before their disappearance. Decryption complete, the AI announced. Warning, message contains embedded quantum data patterns. Playback may alter local reality. Proceed, Vex ordered, gripping his chair as the holographic display activated. A human appeared, Dr. Marcus Jung, Earth's chief science officer. He sat at a desk covered in what appeared to be children's toys and fast food wrappers. Behind him, complex equations floated in the air, occasionally rearranging themselves into smiley faces. Hey, Galaxy. If you're watching this, we've successfully upgraded ourselves out of conventional existence. Neat, right? He paused to sip from a container labeled Big Gulp. First, no, we haven't destroyed ourselves. That would be boring. Second, yes, everything we've done for the past 50 years has been leading to this moment. The image shifted, showing a simple rubber ball bouncing in slow motion. See this? While you were all focused on our spaceships and weapons, we cracked the universe's source code. Turns out reality is just a very convincing video game. Once we figured that out, well... Nova's console beeped. Sir, the quantum signatures are changing. The message is updating itself in real time? Zhang continued. Remember all those wars we fought? Those diplomatic blunders? That time we accidentally set half of Proxima B on fire with what we claimed was a defective toaster? All part of the plan. We needed you looking at our right hand while our left hand reprogrammed the universe. The image split, showing hundreds of seemingly mundane human inventions. Every piece of tech we traded, every colony we built, every single human creation in the galaxy is part of a quantum mesh network. Thanks for helping us distribute our reality hacking tools, by the way. Really couldn't have done it without you guys thinking we were just cute, primitive beings who made reliable toasters. Sir, Telia interrupted, we're detecting energy spikes from every human-made device in the archive. They're changing the archive itself. The walls of the ancient structure began to ripple, transforming into something that looked simultaneously organic and digital. Books rewrote themselves, data crystals evolved into new forms of matter, and the very fabric of space around them gained new properties that hurt to think about. Zhang's image smiled. By now you're probably noticing some changes. Don't worry, we left the training wheels on. The quantum network will keep reality stable while you adjust. We figured it would be rude to just leave without setting up some safety protocols. He reached off-screen and pulled up what appeared to be an ancient gaming console. Everything we ever made doubles as a universal control interface. That microwave we gave the Council, it can alter probability. The toys we traded to the Drachnids, basic matter manipulation devices. That karaoke machine in the Regelian embassy, it can rewrite the laws of thermodynamics, but only while playing Don't Stop Believin'. Vex watched as the message continued, each revelation more staggering than the last. The humans hadn't just advanced beyond their understanding, they had fundamentally changed the nature of existence itself. Now, you're probably wondering where we went, Zhang continued. The short answer is up. The long answer involves 11 dimensions, non-linear time, and a complete restructuring of our consciousness into forms you literally cannot perceive. But hey, we left plenty of notes. The display showed a simple instruction manual titled, So You've Discovered Your Reality is Mutable, a Beginner's Guide to Universal Programming. Here's the deal, Zhang said, his image now floating in impossible geometries. We've moved on to bigger and better things, but we're not abandoning you. Think of this as a graduation gift to the galaxy. We've unlocked the developer console for you. The quantum network will prevent any catastrophic mistakes while you learn. The defense systems will keep the peace, and every piece of human technology is now a tutorial system. Nova's console transformed into a floating sphere of pure information. Sir, I can see the code, the base code of reality. It's beautiful. Oh, and one more thing, Zhang added with a grin. Remember all those human entertainment videos we shared? The ones about digital worlds, simulated realities, and ascending beyond normal space-time? Those weren't fiction. They were instruction manuals. We figured the best way to hide the truth was to make it look like entertainment. The message shifted again, showing a simple text prompt. Humanity has completed the tutorial. Current status, ascended. Galaxy status, sandbox mode enabled. Difficulty level adjusting to user experience, autosave enabled. Don't worry too much about finding us, Zhang concluded. When you're ready, when you've learned to see reality for what it really is, you'll know where we went. Until then, have fun with the new toys. Just remember the most important rule of universal programming. Always back up your reality before installing major patches. The message ended, but the changes it triggered continued. Throughout the galaxy, human technology continued its transformation, revealing layers of complexity and power that had always been there, waiting for the right moment. Orders, sir? Telia asked, her scales shifting colors as she processed the implications. Vex stared at the instruction manual floating before them, its contents somehow simultaneously simple and infinite. Send word to every species in the galaxy. Tell them the humans haven't abandoned us. They've graduated us, and whether we like it or not, school is now in session. As if in response, every human device in the archive played a cheerful boot-up sound, and a message appeared. Welcome to Reality 2.0, brought to you by humanity. Because sometimes the best way to win the game is to change the rules. 3 weeks after Earth's final message, the galaxy descended into organized chaos. Admiral Vex watched from the transformed council chambers as reports flooded in from every sector. The once pristine hall now resembled something between a quantum computer and a living organism, its walls occasionally displaying cat videos for no apparent reason. "Status report," he commanded, trying to ignore the fact that his chair had developed both sentience and a tendency to give unsolicited advice about his posture. Nova, now interfacing directly with the quantum network through what used to be a human fidget spinner, projected the latest data. The Drachnid Empire is experiencing what they call a philosophical crisis. Their entire warrior culture is questioning its life choices after their battle fleet was defeated by what appears to be a weaponized version of human social media. The hive mind of Alpha Centauri reports achieving enlightenment after binge-watching human sitcoms, Telia added. They've renamed themselves the Collective Laugh Track. A series of alerts flashed across the quantum display. Throughout the galaxy, species were discovering that their human-made devices had always been capable of altering the fundamental nature of reality. The results were predictably chaotic. The Rigelian Science Academy has successfully transformed their entire star system into a giant computational engine, Nova reported. Though they're currently using it to run something humans called Pokemon. The Zorblaxians have figured out how to access the universe's source code, Telia continued, but they're stuck in tutorial mode because they keep trying to skip the safety protocols. Their latest attempt turned their homeworld into a giant rubber duck. Vex rubbed his temples. Any sign of the humans themselves? Nothing direct, but... Nova hesitated. We're detecting anomalies in the higher dimensions. According to these readings, what we thought was empty space is actually packed with complex data structures. The humans didn't just leave, they turned the entire universe into their backup drive. The chamber's walls rippled as a new message propagated through the quantum network. Every piece of human technology in the galaxy activated simultaneously, displaying the same announcement. Notice, reality maintenance scheduled. Backing up current universe state, please save your work before proceeding. Estimated downtime, LOL time is relative. They're still watching, Vex realized. Everything they left behind, every transformed colony, every piece of technology. They're not just tools. They're windows allowing humanity to observe their greatest experiment. Us. The political fallout had been fascinating to watch. Ancient power structures crumbled as species realized that military might meant nothing when reality itself could be reprogrammed. The Drachnids had learned this the hard way when they tried to seize control of Earth's defense network, only to find their entire battle fleet transformed into an elaborate musical fountain that only played human Broadway shows. New transmission, Telia announced. It's different. Pure quantum data. The message materialized in the center of the chamber, not as text or hologram, but as a manipulation of reality itself. The air twisted, forming patterns that conveyed meaning directly to their consciousness. Hey Galaxy, quick update from Dimension 7.3. Sorry about all the reality hiccups, but you know how it is when you're restructuring the fundamental nature of existence. Anyway, we figured we should clarify a few things. 1. Yes, we can see you. No, we're not judging. Okay, maybe a little. Looking at you, Drachnids. 2. The quantum network is basically universe training wheels. You can't break reality too badly while it's active. Though props to the Zorblaxians for that rubber duck thing. We're keeping that. 3. All those human entertainment videos about AI taking over and destroying civilization? Also training manuals. But like, what not to do. Seriously. 4. The defense systems aren't just for show. They're making sure nobody accidentally deletes the universe while learning to code reality. Again, looking at you, Drachnids. 5. When you're ready to join us, you'll know. Until then, have fun with the sandbox mode. We left plenty of Easter eggs to find. P.S. Whoever keeps trying to use the quantum network to download more RAM, please stop. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. The message faded, leaving behind a lingering sense of amused affection, like parents watching their children take their first steps. "Sir," Nova said quietly, "I think I understand now. We thought we were containing them, studying them, managing them. But they were teaching us. Everything they did, every seemingly primitive technology they shared, every diplomatic faux pas, it was all part of the lesson plan." Vex nodded, finally seeing the full picture. They didn't just advance beyond us. They turned their own transcendence into a roadmap for the rest of the galaxy to follow. The ultimate act of teaching. Show, don't tell. The quantum network hummed, reality rippling as countless species began their first tentative steps toward understanding their newly unlocked potential. Above them, Earth's defense systems continued their vigilant watch, their true purpose now clear: not to protect humanity from the galaxy, but to protect the galaxy from itself until it was ready to follow humanity into the higher dimensions. A final message appeared, this time through every human device in existence simultaneously. Tutorial status, ongoing. Galactic civilization. Progress amusing. Humanity status, watching with popcorn. Final note, don't forget to have fun. The message concluded with what the quantum network identified as a human emoticon. As the galaxy adjusted to its new reality, Admiral Krylos Vex couldn't help but laugh. They had spent centuries worried about containing humanity's potential for chaos, never realizing that humanity had already won the game by teaching everyone else how to play. His chair chose that moment to remind him about his posture, and somewhere in the higher dimensions, humanity continued to watch their greatest creation unfold, a galaxy learning to laugh at itself while reaching for the stars.